Jindrich, I have a question for you. What is the top skill marketers will need to have 5 years from now?
Well, if we discussed this like a couple of years ago, it would be probably easier to predict what will going to happen in 5 years, and now it's super difficult. It's like we can talk about 2 or 3, but 5 is like it's getting very impossible, especially because of AI, and
And maybe that's a good answer. So let's focus on 2 or 3 years from now. Let's try to make it easier.
Sure thing. I mean, like I see dramatic, like extremely huge, sort of new emerging field of which AI brings to us and to every field. Like not just to marketers. And there's so much opportunity, like so many new opportunities for marketers. Like a whole new industry is just emerging, like in front of our eyes. So I would say that it seems that agility, I would call it agility, like in the future will be the most important thing. Not to have like a super deep knowledge of either like marketing theories, which is nice to have, or any single sort of understanding of how exactly ChatGPT or any other LLM like works. It seems that this is not a winning skill set, but to have a broad sort of at one point to understand understand good enough, all these possibilities you can do with these so many new tools which are getting to the market every sort of week, and at the same time to have the business use cases and the idea, like connecting the dots. Maybe I would change it from agility to ability to connecting the dots. You know what I mean?
I would say those two are very connected. I would say for me, and I've been thinking about this a lot, and you know why, because I like to talk about this as well. So agility, 100%. One thing that this AI thing is giving everyone, there was always like the T-shaped marketer. It's best to be T-shaped marketer. Anyone and everyone can be a T-shaped marketer or will be able to be a T-shaped marketer in the next 2 years, if not today. Like you need to know what the playing field is and what the rules are. You don't need to know every single detail, but you need to know roughly what's going on. And then you need to know how to fill the blanks and the skills gaps, basically, using AI and using AI agents in the future and whatnot. That's what I think is changing. That's what I think the biggest transformational change about this goes beyond marketing. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
This is not just about marketing, because a marketer who had a good idea and maybe had an audience but didn't know how to build a product, guess what? It takes a week to build the product now.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost on your own. So I think that is
Crazy.
by far the biggest change.
And this is a different, because like, sorry to interrupt you, but this is sort of, it wasn't this kind of debate like 3-4 years ago. It was not at all. Really, it was a huge advantage to know Python and to know like so many different technologies and programming and this, because you cannot, but now you can find so many shorts in everything. I mean, for example, like, and the change this mindset that even if you don't know what to do or how to do, you can always ask. Like
that's another thing.
The systems, like even if you don't know what to do, which you should know, that's something you should know. But and if you don't know how, this changed dramatically. You don't need to know how, how to do anything, because you can just ask and get pretty good answers. And to change the mindset is just, for example, like on Saturday, I have super big drive here in Thailand, and I just work like 700% more productive than at home in Czech Republic.
Right.
We have so many friction costs, like transportation, parking, blah blah blah, like where to get the food, how to wash dishes and everything. And you don't need to do it here. It's just you're just the best version of yourself here in Thailand. And so for example, and then you are even like improved by everything through the AI. So for example, I was tackling the idea of like, on Saturday, I was thinking to make a new website for me, just personal portfolio, right? And I was like, because this was in the to-do list for a very long time. And I was like, I should finally do it. And then, so I was thinking a couple of ways to handle it, and to call an agency or to find some freelancers and just create the wireframes, UX, blah, 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 everything, SEO, like to choose the right hosting and everything. And then I chose Framer and I made it in, and I exactly I made it in 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a great website. It just does the job. For 95% of people and small companies, cafes, local businesses, blah, 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 which are the most of the market, it's fairly enough.
But that's the whole point. Getting to this is good enough is so easy that if you don't have that perfectionism bug that, you know, I have to make it perfect and I'm going to delay it until it's perfect, getting a lot more done, which is your Thailand experience, which is you're like 700% more productive. Getting to that point and just managing all of these different AI components or even human components on your team can get you so much further in such a short time span that it's mind-blowing. And 2 to 3 years from now, I don't even dare to think like what that's going to look like, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you take about like, there are so I think in marketing, like in general, like, and you say like when you think about like marketers, at least in Czech Republic, like 35 plus, you know, like senior marketers, I think there's still like 50%, roughly. I estimate that 50% of people don't really use AI right now. Maybe like 1 hour a week to translate something
Really?
here and there. Yeah, I think so. Even you look about 20 years old marketers, they have so much drive. And I think at least the students of my courses, they have like 85-90% of adoption.
Right.
But like you have this 50% and 50%. And then if you think about automations, I mean, this is my estimations and sort of guesses, but I think it just maybe like 3% of people use any kind of AI automation.
Oh, wow.
And then if you think about agents, which you can perfectly use today already, it's definitely, I would say less than 1%, probably less than 0.1%. I mean, I just made up these numbers, but I know most of my markets. So
you get roughly those are numbers. Of course, it's not the result of a study, but then get that way. That is very interesting because even with automations are just going to make you win no matter what you do. If you automate the stuff that you either don't have time for or don't have the drive for, like, dude, just go ahead and automate some stupid things. I just started setting up mine with my podcast, and whenever there's an episode out, I send it to assembly, transcribe it. I create a newsletter post with a ChatGPT script through the API.
Nice.
Like it's insane, and that happens automatically. I just need to publish the podcast episode. It's not supposed to be that easy, is what I'm saying, and it's getting easier and easier and easier. But we have 1 more minute. Tell me about the marketing festival. Tell the people about the marketing festival edition number 10. Why should they come to Brno? Everyone should go to Brno and Czech Republic.
Exactly,
It's a beautiful place.
I mean, look, I'm so proud of the festival. I started in 2013 because I was really not happy with the level of conferences, because they were all like, there's so many sponsored talks there, and if not sponsored, they are just not good quality enough. And also the efforts. I mean, I built my career on bringing added value. So, like I put 90% of the revenues back to the conference, to the people, and I was just trying to achieve the best catering possible, the best specialty coffee, and actually Brno itself is just a great culinary city, that we have so many great bistros and cafes and the best beer, I guess, in the world, and the best cafes, I guess, in most of Europe, and everything of it is in our National Theatre, where is Marketing Festival on 30th of April. And also, we didn't talk about the speakers. We have very carefully, I was like 1 year very carefully choosing the 8 speakers for this year's lineup, and there are like big names and also big topics.
Yeah.
With Mark Ritson being the most important speaker.
It's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to see you there. That's all I have to say. So 3 years from now, marketing is going to be different, but if you go to Brno, your marketing career could start being different the same day, April 30th this year. So Jindrich, thank you so much for this interview, and I will see you soon.
Thank you so much. See you.